Okay, I got an email with a question over the weekend asking about what to do when you get a not very supportive or helpful response to either a comment that you're making or a question you're making to your partner or your spouse or a good friend or a family member. What do you do when the things that they're saying are very unhelpful or triggering? So, some of the examples that this woman used in her email was things like, she would say, "Oh, I'm eating so many sweets. I really should stop eating so many sweets," you know? And her partner would respond in a way that was not helpful, like, "Oh, things will balance out," or, you can, how long is this going to go on for? You know, it'll stop. I'm sure it'll stop. Things that just kind of make that person feel like, well, will it stop? Is it going to stop? I don't know how long it's going to go on for. And you start questioning everything. Or, oh, I'm really bored of going to the gym. I'm getting so sick of, going to the gym. It's so boring. And kind of seeking permission for this person hearing to say, why, you don't need to go to the gym. You shouldn't go to the gym. If you don't like going to the gym, you shouldn't go. You're in recovery. Why on earth are you even going to the gym? The response she's looking for. Instead, it's kind of like, oh, well, why don't you just do something else that you like then? Or I don't know, some kind of other response that's not what they're seeking or what they're looking for. It's kind of setting them up or framing them to fail because they don't know what you're looking for and they don't have an eating disorder, so they don't know what things are going to help and what things aren't going to help. Another thing would be like, oh man, I want to go buy new clothes. I'm sure none of my clothes are going to fit me for the spring now. And this partner saying, oh, stop being so negative. Why are you being so negative? Just be positive. And the person with eating disorders going, well, I'm not being negative. I'm being realistic. My clothes really aren't going to fit. Are you not recognizing or accepting the fact that I need new clothes? I feel unheard. I feel invalidated. So when that's happening and you're saying things and you're kind of fishing, I call it like fishing for permission, right? Sometimes we'll like fish for compliments. In this context, it's kind of fishing for permission for someone to give you that reassurance, either that what you're doing is right, or reassurance that, or confirmation that what you're doing is not right, and you need someone to tell you, stop doing that, stop going to the gym, you don't need to do that, or saying, I'm trying to think of what are the other examples. I don't have the email in front of me, but you get what I'm saying. I did that at the beginning of my recovery. I would say things in front of my husband. Like, let's say I was getting in the shower and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am blowing up. I am seriously blowing up. And a couple of different responses would happen, right? And none of them were good. That's why I was setting him up for failure. So I would say, I'm blowing up. And he would say nothing. And then I'd be like, it's true, I am blowing up. And he doesn't even know what to say because it's so awkward. That was one option. The other one, if I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just blowing up. I can't believe how much weight I'm getting fast. No, you're not. You're not. You look great. I think you're doing great. You look great. I'd be like, it's true. I am gaining weight. He's just trying to keep me in recovery, but he's not denying that I haven't gained weight. Or you're gaining, or I'm blowing up. I'm blowing up. I'm blowing up. And he would say something like, well, I don't think you're gaining as fast as you think you are. I don't think that you're as big as you feel like you are. Again, what's the message I'm getting? So I am gaining weight. And so like nothing someone can say to you when you say something like that in front of them is going to go over well. And same thing with if I would be like, I have eaten so much junk food today. I cannot believe, do you want me to tell you how much I've eaten today? I felt like I had to always be telling him at the beginning. And he'd listening to be like, wow, sounds like a lot of good food. And I'd be like, it is a lot of food. I'm a glutton. Oh my gosh. And I'd, again, panic. Or I'd say, I've been eating this and this and this and that, and I can't believe, and he would say something like, man, I wish I could eat that much. And then I'd be like, well, why can't he? Is he not listening to his mental hunger? He doesn't have a freaking eating disorder. He's not in recovery. And he probably does eat whatever he wants, right? So I was just like totally, reading into everything that they were saying. And again, it just turned into this triggering event or experience. Another thing that people absolutely should never do in recovery is ask that person that you're living with, hey, do I look different? Can you tell I've gained weight yet? Please don't ever ask that, because again, you're putting them in a corner and they don't know what to say and they don't know how your brain works. Nobody that hasn't had an eating disorder will ever understand how people with eating disorders brains work, because they are so complex and so many little nooks and crannies and weird ways that we twist and translate things. It's not fair to expect anyone that hasn't had one to understand. So my advice to you in this situation, who's wrote this email, is don't say those things around that person. And before you go to say that thing, think, why am I saying this out loud? Am I looking for permission? Am I seeking for reassurance? Or am I looking for somebody to justify me not, doing recovery? Am I looking for someone to say just the right thing? Am I looking to be triggered so that then I can be like, see, this is why I can't do it. Okay, so if this is you and you're listening to this, I want you to check yourself before you make comments like that. Some things that you can do instead of saying those things would be like, and this is what I had to learn in recovery, and it went over so much better because this is what I talk about, being confident and just owning your recovery. I would say things like, oh man, my body is really changing and I feel like I'm getting closer to being recovered. I feel like every day that I am just allowing my body to be is one step closer to just allowing it to be fully unsuppressed. And I know it sounds like so cheesy and scripted, but that's what the things I'd have to say. Or I'd be in the kitchen and we're eating dinner and I'm like, man, I have had some seriously good food today. Oh my gosh, I love that I can just let myself eat what I want now. Or, if I was like, I can't believe I've gone X amount of months without any exercise, I would say that in the past, things like that. And then, it'd be like, I think it's okay, it's fine. Like, how much longer do you have to go without exercise? That didn't go well. So instead it'd be like, I'm so proud of myself. I have gone 7 months or 9 months or whatever, however many months I have gone without doing any movement. Can you believe I'm doing this? Like, this is pretty cool, right? And so you can kind of like, you can say things and have conversations, but you're not seeking permission or validation. You are saying them with confidence and with pride and encouraging your own self. So hopefully you notice the difference in those two conversations that would go on, or ways that you would phrase things around people. Your brain's catching on to these things. It senses fear in the first situations, and it senses confidence and pride and encouragement and excitement in the second way of phrasing things. So hopefully this video helps those that are struggling with this situation, and you make the changes you need to, and you let me know if that helps you to feel more positive in your own recovery. Okay, have a good day. Bye.